Wofford, the freshman from Missouri, a defensive specialist. I think the ball went to the lobby to have itself a snack. They'll fetch the second game ball that is sitting on the scorer's table. It may have gone all the way out the main door. I don't know. 13-7 Plainswomen, 20 points in. Coverage made possible by Rudy's Tires. 8 locations to serve you across the plains of Colorado. Visit rudystires.com. Havacos, cross swing, far side up by Udell. Far pin swing, too big and out. Goes Herrero, and we talked about it in the pregame show. And this does not include matches this weekend, but when Herrero hits 267 or better, Iowa Western is 3-0 as their outside one, hitting a high hitting percentage. She's secured 10 or more kills coming into the weekend in 9 of 12 matches. She's not collected one here today. Right side swing from Keisha Rivera. Near side roll shot, chopped over by Havacos. Far side Herrero blocked there, can't turn it back down. That'll be a tool kill. Oos and Vallejo there, but didn't get the arms turned in the right angle to put that reverse swing to bed. 14-8 NJC, set number 1, final match of the tournament. Float serve from Udell, fielded up high by Health. Swipe back to the near side. Vallejo did not get to the spot in time in any way, shape, or form. She was not just a half step late, she was about 2 steps late, but because the block thought she could only go line, she was just able to float the ball, angled back to the near side, and get the kill. Havacos, too big and out on her serve. That's one thing Devine is very good at. At 6'4", even if she doesn't get to the spot in time, she has a very good understanding of her angles and where to play it, possibly tooling, that kind of thing. Don't have that quick wrap as easy with her there, but she provides a whole different skill set that leads to success. Serve fielded by Wiersma, backs at far side. Vallejo into the block and picks up the kill. Just straight up put her into that block, even with the double there. Everybody in the gym knew that set was going to Devine, and Devine roped it in. 16-9 NJC. Chintala, floater near side, up back row by Mikhailo. Swung back deep, controlled up by Wiersma, set for Reuter. Reuter drills it to the floor. Anna's second of the match. And Iowa Western will take their second timeout of this first set. Timeout brought to you by Van Wyck Insurance. Insurance from over 60 lines. Find the right one to fit your budget. Stop in and see Van Wyck Insurance today, 508 West Main in Sterling. I'll be excited to see the rankings that will come out next week. Plains women, if they win this one, would go to 16-2 and essentially have avenged one of their losses by defeating Indian Hills. Indian Hills beat New Mexico Military. New Mexico Military beat Northeastern. New Mexico Military also beat Indian Hills. So when you look at those three as a head-to-head, you'd like to say at that point, okay, because of that, maybe NJC could slide ahead of New Mexico Military with the win against Indian Hills. However, Indian Hills looked exceptional just previously against Iowa Western and very good in their win against Western Nebraska as well. So everybody's making statements as the non-conference play comes to a close in junior college volleyball. In the end, it's about who does it on the court on the given day, and the given day has been NJC's thus far. 17-9 out of Iowa Western's second timeout in the first set. Chintala floats the serve down the middle, popped up by Udell, set to the far pin. Herrero tools the block and gets the kill. Herrero will be on the back row with the serve now. She got stuck there on that early run, and even though she may not statistically be the biggest leader for this Iowa Western team, she has been this weekend. Dig free by Helf on the receive, right into the radar zone of Sermizon, and the freshman from France hammers it to the floor. NJC in this first set has already committed 6 errors after committing just 11 total errors, 7 of which on the hitting side in the first match today. Serve fielded by Wiersma, back row, backs at far side. Vallejo chops it short. Up by Shamizan, back row swing for Herrero, topped into the net. The triple was there after the back row swing was the only option that Onska had to play. 18-11 NJC. Francesca Nuzzo on to serve for the Plainswomen. Nuzzo, dying quail serve, will pick up an ace. Third ace of the first set for the Northeastern Plainswomen. And they're picking on that back row of Herrero. At least they did on that first serve. See if they go back to that well again. Nuzzo, yep, she will. Fielded cleanly by Herrero this time. Set far side and a miss hit for Samanka. Diving dig up by Nuzzo, over and out. So Samanka gets credit for the point off the miss hit. And Jesse Richard, the freshman from Kansas, will come on to serve for Iowa Western. Serve fielded by Gentala. That is about the 5th overpass on serve receive already in the match. Ball mashed down by Littlejohn. You don't expect to see overpass serve receive at this level of volleyball. 19-13. Serve fielded back row by Nuzzo. Set to the near pin. Help. She'll crush it down the near line and get the kill. Definitely don't expect to see overpass serve receive from Northeastern, who has been so great at serve receive so far this season. Ani Helf up 20-13 will serve for a second go around in this first set. Helf spins it down the middle on Herrero. Set quickly, push wide, no touch, too wide and out goes Littlejohn. You may not see the dividends being paid in this first set, serving it on Herrero. But I guarantee you Coach Chrisman knows how integral to the success Herrero is for Iowa Western, and by serving her repeatedly, she's going to be more and more exhausted as this match progresses. Misplayed serve receive, ultimately a bump free over for Iowa Western. Short set down the middle, through the block, down and in for the kill goes Anna Reuter. So Reuter and Helf each with 3 kills for the Plainswomen. Co-DDC Plainswomen of the contest in the first win today between the two middles in Reuter and Oos. Reuter's 3 service aces in the first set really kind of set the tone in the sweep win of Indian Hills. Short serve by Ani Helf doesn't clear the net. So you've got, I think, 5 overpass serve receives, now 3 service errors. Those are just freebie points, giving the Iowa Western up 22-14. Yuna Onska will serve for Iowa Western. Onska mishandled back row by Helf. Chintala with the bump set near side. Havakos. Big cross deep on Herrero. Back set to the near side into the block at the net. Ball pancaked up by Jorge. Diving up backside by Herrero on the swing by Reuter. Back wrap to Reuter. She'll go off the block at the net. Udell chased it down. Short set swung near side. And Havakos was not ready for the tip from Littlejohn, who gets her 3rd kill of the first set. Both sides incredible reactionary digs in that point. Iowa Western back to within 7 of NJC. is closer than Nebraska ever was to CU today. Line serve far side. Dump over the net. Ooh, that was very close to a carry for Nerea Alvarez Jorge. It looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, but it was not called a duck. It was apparently a goose. Ritter will serve for the Plainsmen, up 23-15. Backing up, Udell on the receive. Near side, chop short. Nerea keeps it up. One-armed up by Oos and a free ball over by Nuzzo. Set for Littlejohn. She'll poke it short. This one will get down. Iowa Western has said, okay, your block's going to be as potent as it was early. We're just going to go off speed on top of off speed on top of off speed. And the back line is yet to creep up, knowing the power does exist for Iowa Western. Serve to Quinn Swafford. Fielded nicely by Health. Near pin. Havacost for the kill. The Plainsmen have 8 set points at 24-16. Nerea. Short serve, fielded back row, back set, push through, controlled up by Health. Back set to Falea, far side. She'll cross it deep, played it on the setter, Onska. Far pin swing, Herrero chops high hands. Chased down by Health, dead center, near side. Havacost crossed to the far corner, picked up the kill. Katie Havacost, 4th of the first set, gives the Plainsmen the mark. 25-16, they lead 1-0. This is the 40th annual Sheila Worley Invitational, presented by the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Bank of Colorado Event Center as we head to the second set, a commanding first set win for the Northeastern Plainsmen over Iowa Western, 25-16. Our second set of coverage is brought to you by Ice Lanes. Have fun without breaking the bank at Ice Lanes. Walk in and bowl. Call ahead and reserve a lane, 970-522-3331. Plainsmen had more errors in that first set than you would like. Team committed 3 service errors, couple hitting errors. But Iowa Western really struggled in the hitting regard. In addition to the 2 points of hitting errors caused by the Plainsman block, they had 6 other hitting errors. And their receive was suspect for a good portion of that set as well. Last match of the weekend, you don't expect clean volleyball when you're playing 4 or 5 matches in a weekend. You do expect that you're going to at least get good receive. And Iowa Western, who used the full 3 minutes on the changeover, we'll see if they can turn the corner, because this is a team with some talented players and some good pieces. But if you can't get that receive, you can't show off those pieces if that receive can't be controlled. Serve for Udell out of the timeout. Habakost will bump that far side, chip down the line, and get the kill. Katie Habakost, her 5th kill of the match. Give herself the serve off the first point in this second set. Habakost serving off the left side of the line. Will whip it down the near side. Quick set, diving up by Chintala on the swing from Sermizan. Far side Helf will crush it down the line. Played on setter, forced to scramble. Far side chop short, and the kill will end up on the book for Kishla Rivera. So it was Iowa Western that had the receive in the midst of that rally that forced NJC out of system. If they can continue when it comes to that collective receive, they can push back on the Northeastern Plainsmen. Serve will knuckle near side. Becca Wiersma will pop it up. Bump free over by Chintala. It was not a good receive for the Plainsmen. Quick control up near side. Herrero bangs it to the floor. Iowa Western up 2-1 in this second set. Plainsmen taking the first, but some complacency in the execution for the Plainsmen right now. Serve is headed out. Handed not cleanly for the Plainsmen, and Makayo will come up with the ace. Wiersma has been so great. That's why she's that back row DS. They'll go at her again, and she gets a much more controlled receive this time. Set to Helf, far sideline, 2 wide and out. Ani Helf went aggressive to go around the double. And gives Iowa Western a 4-1 advantage in this second set. Serve will knuckle short, fielded by Wiersma. Jorge will set up for Faleo, pokes it to the far line, played it on the setter, forced to scramble for the Reavers. Herrero, did she catch block at the net? No, she caught tape and it caromed around the block, so that'll be a hitting error and in the Iowa Western run. To Iowa Western advantage. Serve from Chintala. Overpass back to Ani Helf, and she'll whip it to the back line for the kill. Ani Helf's 4th of the match. Iowa Western is protesting that she came over the net, but that's that overpass serve receive the Plainsmen struggled with. Chintala. Fielded cleanly by Udell this time. Slide to the far pin. Cross near side up by Jorge. Bump set to Faleo. She'll poke it line. Chased down by Swafford. Near pin set. Roll shot. Over the top of the block. And down for the kill for Carol Herrero. That is her 4th of the match. Prevents the Plainsmen from the early tie in this second set. Serve will knuckle down the middle, fielded by Wiersma. Back row set far side. Helf into the block. Chased down off the block on the back line by Chintala. Helf again into the block. chicken wing up for the Plainswomen, and it went over and out. So the block got the touch twice in a row, and Sir Mizon and Onskja will shut down the Plainswomen. First block of the match puts the Reavers back up by 3, 6-3. Serve whip down the far side, fielded but not cleanly. Back row by Helf and a bump free over by Vallejo. Chased up high by Udell, slide to the far pin. Through the block, and Sir Mizon picks up her third kill of the match, and Coach Crispin needs a timeout right away. You knew it was coming. Timeout brought to you on the Eastern Plains Sports Network by Pete's Farmers Co-op, farmer-owned co-op in Pete since 1915. One-stop shop for all your agricultural services. 970-334-2204. This is what happened to NJC after they won the first 2 sets against Laramie County on Thursday night. Came out onto the floor, and I don't know if it was Thursday night. We had all the alumni in the house and had the ceremony, and everybody's attention got maybe distracted a shade or whatever the case may be. But you came in, and it was just things are not right. And things are not right now for the Plainswomen in that end. And on top of that, the shoe is not working for Whitney Chintala. The Plainswomen libero had a shoelace that broke, so they're going to quickly attempt to relace it. In the meantime, Taza Conger just kicked her shoe off and gave it to Whitney, and Whitney put it on her right foot. So Chintala with one shoe Chintala and one shoe Conger will now be the libero. See out of the timeout if that can stem the tide. Into the net, that'll help. Serve into the net for Herrero. So Nuzzo takes the serve. Nuzzo lines the serve far side, back set over the top of the block, and the net goes Sir Mizon. Run up by Wiersma, set for Helf. She'll chop it short, and it'll find the floor for the kill. NJC has so much power in their swings that at time they have not been willing to go off speed. We talked about Vallejo and how she understands those angles and that kind of thing. But that was what made Ani Helf so great last year. You never knew if she was going to obliterate the block or tip it off the block or roll shot over the block. It's that diversity the Plainswomen are looking to continue with. Onskja, after the receive, tried to tip as a front row setter and tipped it into the net. Plainswomen back within 1. Nuzzo. Lines a serve down the middle. Set. Big swing down the line off the net around the block, and Samanka will pick up the kill. For Iowa Western. Richard knuckles the serve near side, diving up by Chintala, back behind the 10-foot line, swing from Helf. Back down the middle, only a solo block there with the scramble, and Littlejohn used it, got the tool kill, her 5th kill of the match. First Reaver to the 5-kill threshold. Iowa Western maintains the edge in set 2, 9-6. NJC took the first set, 25-16. So Whitney Chintala, whose shoe is back and relaced, will get the new shoe off the bench and return Taza Conger's shoe to her. Both given time to relace the appropriate footwear. Serve fielded back row by Nuzzo, set down the middle for Reuter. Knuckles it to the near corner and gets her 4th kill of the match. (9-7) Iowa Western. Ani Health will take the serve. Health flies it down the middle, up by Herrero, back row, set near side, off the block of the net goes Semenka for the Reavers. Back to Havacost, off hands, far side, finds the floor for the kill. Katie Havacost, her 6th of the match. The Plainsmen will attempt the tie. Health, who's been one of the more proficient servers for the Plainsmen. Powers one dead center on Herrero. Set to the near side. Shank on the swing from Semenka, and the kill, or the block was there had it gotten over, so it's a hitting error. And NJC's back on the tie at 9-all in this second set. Health flips the serve far side on Udell. Back row bump free from Herrero. Plainsmen will look to use it. Nuzo up. Set far side. Jorge to Havacost. Havacost down the line and the kill. You get an overpass, inadvertent or intended. You absolutely need to use it, and the Plainsmen did. 10-9 advantage, 4-0 run. Ani Health rips the serve down the near side, controlled for the Reavers by Mikhail. And Littlejohn into the block will get the tool kill, her 6th of the match for the Reavers. 10 apiece. Coverage made possible by Kuski's Fuel Service. Get ready for the cooler months. Set up your propane delivery schedule today. 970-886-2121. Serve from Onskia, fielded by Health. Havacost, far side, crushes it. 4th kill already in this second set. And a Reuter to serve for NJC, up 11-10. Reuter tumbles it down the middle. Short set push by Littlejohn, diving up by Nuzo after Jorge got it, and a free ball over for the Plainsmen. Backs that far side there for the block on the solo is Havacost. Run back over for the Reavers to Oos down the middle. Oos, yeah! Gabby with her 1st of the match. Plainsmen doing the work to get the block and what they needed on the back line. Reuter will continue with the serve at 12-10. Short, popped up quickly. Littlejohn there to be blocked back by Oos and Havacost. Then Littlejohn returns the favor on Havacost on a swing far side, accompanied by Semenka. 2nd block of the set for the Reavers. 12-11 NJC advantage as back to serve will go Swafford. Swafford, floater far side, popped up by Havacost. Will be bump set on the far pin, arcs it short. Littlejohn swipes it back, up for the Plainsmen, and a free ball over by Health. Dig up, turn into the block at the net. The joust actually won by the shorter Naran Alvarez Jorge, as Littlejohn was used essentially as a tool on that pop back over. And Nerea, the 5'8 freshman from Spain, will take the serve. Serve will be ripped down the near side, popped up by Herrera, set over for Littlejohn. She'll chip it, bump set to Havacost, far pin, the block there to Roofer straight down. Give the assist to Rivera, but Littlejohn has been the presence at the net that her stats would indicate throughout much of this season. She and Sarabuk, although Sarabuk, I believe, is in street clothes today, so must have Been injured in a previous match. Set far side, off the block of the net goes Havacost. Near side roll, Herrero into the block, covered up. Jesus and Faleo turned it back, and Herrero will dump it on the front line, up by Faleo. Back set to Faleo on the near side. She'll bang it into the block, handed up by Chintala. Far pin Havacost. She'll arc it deep, run up high by Swafford. Far pin set for Rivera. Rivera blocked back by Havacost and Oos. Again, swing by the same. Diving up on the front row off the tape by Faleo. Set for Havacost. Sliding up by Udell, far side. Near swing for Herrero. Popped up high by Chintala. Short set for Oos. She'll poke it short. Played it on the setter, Onskia. Scramble back to the near side. Herrero. She'll bump it over right into the radar zone of Havacost, and she swipes it down. What a rally. And the Plainswomen end it because they just read the fly over and ripped it to the floor. NJC 14, Iowa Western 12. Havacost will take the serve for the Plainswomen and line it into the net. On will come Becca Wiersma. Early struggles in this second set. Teammates around her kind of rallied, seeing that she was frustrated with herself, some of the body language, shaking the head, that kind of thing. It was like, hey, pick her up, and she was able to right the ship out of the timeout, as Makayo will serve it into the net for Iowa Western. And the serve to Whitney Chintala. Still trying to pick her up. Nerea Alvarez Jorge over there with Wiersma like, hey, you got this. Give me good receives. Slide to the far pin. Diving up by one hand of Wiersma on the swing from Sermizon. Freed over. Near side roll shot. Herrero handed up by Wiersma. Nerea will set to the far side. Health down the line. Dig free over. Controlled quickly by Chintala. Back set to the near side for Faleo and the kill. Two incredible handles by Becca Wiersma in the midst of that rally as Iowa Western will take a timeout. A player that has been struggling in the confidence regard in this second set because she'd struggled with a couple of swings that weren't necessarily her fault, balls that went off blocks, top tape, that kind of thing, and she didn't get good receives on them because of that, and her teammates there to pick her up and say, hey, you got this. And even right as she'd come in, Nerea Alvarez Jorge went over to her, hand on her hip, and said, hey, you got this, pick it up, give me good receives. I know you can do this because you've done it all year. And it's just those little things. That's the team chemistry, and it is so hard to recruit team chemistry because you just don't know how these players are going to gel. And even the sophomores on this year's team. Whitney Chintala wasn't here last year. Katie Havacost wasn't here last year. So we've talked about some of the other sophomores and being relegated to bench roles this year. Everybody has found their role on this team and understands that. And the chemistry, you get lucky and you get good when it comes to that. I think Coach Chrisman understood as she recruited these players how they could potentially gel if the chemistry did indeed exist as it currently has. Out of the Iowa Western timeout, it's 16-13 NJC, set 2 up, 1 set to none. Coverage made possible by Kuntz Pump and Well Supply. Don't wait until the last minute to solve all your irrigation, well, and watering problems. 970-522-2035. Whitney Chintala will serve for the Northeastern Plainswomen. Chintala spins it down the middle, popped up by Udell back row, set to the near pin, pushed down the line from Herrero, controlled up in a scramble. Near side Faleo turned back on the block, second punch over by Reuter. Set to Herrero on the near pin, blocked there, didn't get the touch, and it sailed wide. We said at the beginning, when Herrero hits better than 267, Iowa Western is undefeated this year. She's hitting negative right now. 4 kills, 5 hitting errors. Chintala knuckles the serve down the middle on Udell. Dump set over the net by Onskia. Read by Jorge. Bump set for the Plainswomen. Reuter to Faleo, and give Anna Reuter an assist. She's done everything today. After the ball was fielded on the dump over from Onskia by Jorge. The Plainswomen had to have a middle set a right. 18-13 NJC. Chintala Tumbles the serve far side. Quick set left into the block. Kept up by Helf off that left-handed swing. And Falea will arc it over, and it just finds the floor. Falea with her 5th kill of the match. And Iowa Western going to quickly burn a second timeout. This team truly is a joy to watch, are the Northeastern Plainsmen. I know a lot of the buzz in the state of Colorado is about the University of Colorado football, and rightfully so. I mean, they've got Coach Prime and all that. But I would argue that it's even more impressive what this version of Gold and Black did in this sport with the Northeastern Plainsmen than what they did up at CU, because you expect that at CU with a name the caliber of Deion Sanders. What the Plainsmen have built here over the last several years has been nothing short of true hard work and understanding of how to take this Northeastern program and elevate it to the national level, similar to what Iowa Western did starting a decade-ish ago and building it up. What Indian Hills has done, what New Mexico Military has done, what Salt Lake has done on a regular basis. Finding a way to get the right player in there and give you that right combination to just set it up and say, hey, we are a national contender, and that's what this Northeastern team is doing right now. 19-13. Chintala knocks a serve down the middle, popped up back row. Flat free played over by Herrero, controlled near the 10-foot line. Jorge backs at Faleo, cross shot. Powered up by Makayo. Near pin set into the net or the block at the net. It caught the block is what the officials say. So that will be a tool kill for Herrero, her 5th of the match. Plainsman block claiming they didn't touch the ball, that it went off the net, not the block. They're not going to win the protest. They still have a 5-point lead at 19-14 in this second set. Missed control by Helf back row. Wiersma will bump set for Helf, who has to swing behind the back line. Chase down, back set far side, bump free over off a mishandle from Iowa Western. Down the middle, Reuter off the block. Controlled by Udell, scramble to keep it in play, and Udell will bump free it over. Quick set down the middle, Jorge. She will find Faleo. Chased up high, back row swing, Herrero crawls tape. Up for the Plainsman by Jorge, back set to the far side, and Helf out of system comes up with the kill for the Plainsmen. Great rally, and the reason Iowa Western came up on the wrong end of that was they had 2 overpasses in that rally, one of which came off a Plainswoman overpass or free ball. And you just can't meet a free ball with a free ball. It's not the 2-for-1 special. Nuzzo flies the serve far side, run out back row, set to the near pin, through the block and down for the kill. Goes Genesis Semenka, the Peruvian freshman. The best game I've seen Semenka have. (2015) NJC, serve fielded by Nuzzo. Having to run it down are the Plainsmen, and it forces a hitting error. Ani Helf knocks it in. Nuzzo's receive didn't go right to where Nerea was. She had to trace it down on the far side, was limited to just one swing. And the Plainsmen checking with their subs, I believe, because you kind of are in a position where if you can, you'd like to throw a second DS out there for Ani Helf to give you a little bit better control. Nuzzo runs it up, far side for Helf. She'll turn and chip it into the block of the net and get the kill. That's her 7th of the match. Ani Helf up 21-16 with the serve. Helf rips it down the middle, not handed cleanly. She will get the ace. First ace of the set for the Plainsmen, 4th of the match. Also have 4 service errors. 22-16, Ani Health. Rips it down the middle. Backs at far side. Little John finds the floor for the kill. No, she didn't. She missed the near line. She's frustrated. 23-16. Plainsman will take the point and keep the serve with Ani Health. Health shanks it into the net. Right side hitter Kishla Rivera will come back in. The serve goes to Yuna Onska. Plainsman wanted to have a receive in there for Ani Health. Popped up, back row set, far side, Havacost into the block. Controlled up, bump free over by Health off the third touch. Quick down the middle, Little John. She'll wipe it to the floor. Plainsman bench wanting that carry. You cannot palm the ball and drop it down, and that's what it looked like. But we saw a similar situation with the Plainsman in set number one that was also not called. Ani Health will be replaced by Avery Burdett, a freshman from Wiggins who had more than 2,200 digs in her high school career and won a state championship for the Tigers. They'll serve on her. She controls it up quickly. Back set to Reuter, who chops it short. Run down by Little John near side. Bump set, and Herrera will be forced to hand it over on Nuzzo. Set to the far pin. Havacost. Big Olay over and down. That is a dig kill for Herrero. Plainsman let it go. Huge swing by Havacost. And Iowa Western's back within 4:23-19. Serve will knuckle near side. Nice receive by Burdett. Chop short. Havacost found the floor and the kill and her 10th of the match, giving the Plainsmen set points at 24-19. Brought to you by Northeastern. There's so many reasons to come to NJC for all your educational needs and the community. You can find out about all of that by visiting njc.edu. Anna Reuter with the serve to try and put the Plainsmen up 2-0. Off the block at the net, too wide and out. Havacost and Oos were used on a tool kill by Samanka. Fourth kill of the match for the freshman, who is replaced by fellow freshman Quinn Swafford. 24-20 NJC. Serve clips the net cord. Run up by Burdett. Set to Havacost. Turned back at the net. Rivera and Little John. For Iowa Western, that is already the fourth block of this set. Really the first time their block has sprung to life in this tournament. Arc serve handed up by Burdett. Wrap to the near side for Oos, who will swing it to the far corner. Run up high, Little John over, diving up by Chintala. Flat free over by Havacost. Set to the near side, Herrero off the block. Havacost will keep it in play. Bump set, Nuzzo back to Havacost, who will run it down the line off tape. Chase down, forces a scramble for the Reavers. Near side, Herrero uses the block and gets the kill. Carol Herrero, her 7th of the match. Plainsmen still have set point at 24-22. Coach Chrisman not going to use her second timeout. Swafford powers it down the middle. Burdett runs it up. Far side, Havacost down the line. Played it on the setter in Onska. Far pin swing over the top of the block. Did not get the touch, and Rivera's hitting error will give the Plainsmen the second. 25-22, much closer than it was for much of the set. Plainsmen lead 2-0. Third set next. It's the 40th annual Sheila Worley Invitational on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back at Jackson and Edwards Arena we come for the third set. Northeastern leads Iowa Western by the tally of 2 sets to none, 25-16, 25-22. Third set brought to you by Premier Farm Credit for over 100 years, providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit for our agricultural community. Visit premieraca.com for more information. Plainsman had a much bigger control in set number 2 than what the final score indicated at 25-22, thanks in part to the elimination of the errors by Iowa Western as the set progressed and their blocking game. They put down 4 points by way of block in that second set. Plainsman block evaporated. Hadn't been anywhere near as strong as it was in the win against Indian Hills earlier today, but there's been a lot of tip shot, roll shot on the Iowa Western side. So off the changeover, doesn't look like there's any changes on the Iowa Western side. As we noted, really the only player that we haven't seen in this one that I'm pretty sure we saw yesterday was Sofia Sarabuk, a freshman from Italy. Pretty sure we saw her yesterday. I think I called her in the match. Everything runs together when you've seen as much volleyball as has happened this weekend here in Sterling. Ray Alvarez, Jorge will have the serve for the Plainsmen to begin the third. Jorge fires it down the middle on Udell. Quick set for Little John. Denied back into her face by Havikas. And a 2-hit violation as the face counts as touch number 1. So then when the arm was stuck out, that will be a 2-hit violation. So Plainsman block gets the first point of set 3. Nerea lines the serve near side on Swafford. Set for a roll shot, dead center. Run up by Health. Back set to the far side. Faleo turned back at the net. Run up by Health onto the Iowa Western side. They'll control it and look for a swing on the far pin. Faleo there to turn back. The tip from Herrero. Big attack off the near side. Up by Nerea. Near side it'll come for Havikas. Cross to the far. Run down by Udell. Far side Herrero into the block of the net. Havikas with the one-handed up. Set for Ani Health, and a free ball be spun too big and out for Havikas. Ani Health probably should have got tagged for a 2-hit violation as she had the second touch on that one. Either way, it would have ended up Iowa Western point. Udell. Slides the serve near side. Run up by Havikas, who gets the set down the near line. Played on the setter, forces scramble. Near pin set, chopped short by Rivera. Diving up by Chintala, who curls up to avoid the feet as they swing it back over. Faleo will block back the touch from Sermizon, then didn't get the touch the second time on the far pin from Herrero. And Iowa Western has a 2-1 advantage. 8th kill of the match for Herrero. Serve will rip down the middle. Received by Health. Slide to the far pin for Faleo, and she'll tumble it short and find the floor for her 6th kill of the match. Havikas. Way too big on her serve. Just didn't get a high enough toss and sailed it way long. Shakes her head as both sides have subs in at the line. Iowa Western will get theirs on first to serve in Sienna Mikhail. And then the Plainsmen will have Wiersma on as the back row for Havikas. 3-2 Iowa Western in the third. Down the middle, fielded by Wiersma, set for Health. Huge hammer, nice up by Udell. Chased down and a free ball over for Iowa Western. Run down by Faleo, set for Oos into the block. Covered up by Helf on the front row. Back to the far pin, it'll go for Faleo. Played on the setter. Backside, bump free will come over for Makayo. Chased down by Wiersma. Nice aggressive bump free. Far side, Faleo will cross it back near side and get the kill. It's an aggressive play for Iowa Western in an attempt to get the Plainsmen on their heels. May have limited them to just one option off that rundown receive, but that option was Faleo, and Iowa Western didn't cover the right side properly. 3-0. Chantala. Knuckling serve near side. Udell, free ball onto the Plainsman side. Near pin set for Helf. Did not touch the block, I do not believe. No, it didn't. That is a hitting error. Reavers up 4-3. Herrero with the serve, clips the net cord. Dig free over by Wiersma, sliding up over and out off the rip back down by Sermizon. Herrero lines the serve into the net. Just didn't get the high enough toss. Francesca Nuzzo will take the serve for the Plainsmen. Nuzzo whips in near side, set to the far pin, over the top of the block. No touch from Samanka. First hitting error of the set, unforced for Iowa Western. 5-all. Nuzzo. Tumbles the serve down the middle. Near overpass. Set into the block at the net of Anna Reuter. And Reuter stuffed down the tip from Onska because that's all she could do. 6-5 NJC. Nuzzo whips the serve near side. Back set over the top of the block. Too big and out went Sermizon. Seven 5 Plainswomen. Nuzzo fires it near side. Back set, Sermizon. Popped up high by Wiersma. Jorge sets. Help up the block and the kill. That's 8 in the match for Ani Helf. .51 kills for Ani Helf on the weekend. Serve will be popped up back row, too wide and out for Iowa Western. 49 kills for Katie Havikas, so better than 100 kills for the outside hitters of the Plainsmen this weekend. May have a pretty good shot at another Region 9 Player of the Week. Katie Havikas, Region 9 Player of the Week this week. Ray Alvarez Jorge was Region 9 Player of the Week prior to that. I mean, the question is, who do you nominate there from a totality standpoint? They come down to the hitting percentage and that kind of thing. I mean, Ani Helf probably is the one that would get the nod for the Plainswomen. But everybody, I've talked about it before, everybody's played a role on this team. Everybody understands what their role is, and when the game plan calls your number, they're ready. They're there. That's why you have full belief. I said it before, and I'll repeat it now, up 9-5 in this third set and up 2-0. When I came into my first broadcast of the season in North Platte back on August 22nd, I was more excited for this team than I'd been for maybe any team in history of covering Northeastern athletics. Maybe as excited as softball last spring, because we knew that team was going to be incredible as well, and had 2 extra innings games in the district tournament away from going to the College World Series. 9-5 NJC. Out of the timeout with the serve. Little fling over in short from Sermizon. Back set for a back row swing for Nuzzo. Handed up. Far side back will come Iowa Western from Semenka. Dug up by Helf. Set for Nuzzo again. She'll cross the near side on Makayo. Far pin, short chop. Wing up on the front row by Reuter and a bump free over by Chintala. Quick up set to the far pin. Makayo with the dig up. Set back after the Chintala dig to Health, who got a back jump and floated it over the block. Set for a back row swing, and it hit the line judge on the fly. She could not get out of the way of the powerful knock from Herrero, and the hitting error makes it 10-5 NJC. That was a long rally. Have to reinflate the lungs. Plainsman up 10-5. Nuzzo continues with the serve. Tumbler near side, set to the far, into the block at the net of Alvarez. Dump set over. That was the third touch. Had to be put over by Onskis. She went up like she was going to traditional set, and the Plainsman bought it. And she dumped it over, and it just fell to the floor. Sabon will hand the serve to Jesse Richard for Iowa Western. On far side, fielded by Nuzzo. Alvarez, Reuter, big swing and kill. 5th kill of the match for Anna Reuter. (21 kills). 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11 blocks on the weekend for Reuter, and now an ace for Ani Health adding to the bunch. Third ace in this match. Plainsman out to a 12-6 lead. Already one timeout has been burned in this set by Iowa Western. Health humbles it near side. Back set. Off the block at the net. Little John comes up with a kill. Well, when you're naming all tournament players, just the matches I've seen from Iowa Western, Gracie Love Littlejohn ought to be on the 40th annual Sheila Worley all-tournament team. She's been impressive. I'll be excited to follow along with her. I always love following along with teams that play in this tournament the rest of the year. As I said before, I still think this Iowa Western team at least has the tools to be one of the teams that will qualify for nationals out of their district. Joust on the far side, sliding dig up over by Burdette, who's on for Health. Into the block of the net goes Little John. Ball pumped up, popped down by Havicost and free back over, handed up by Chintala. Set near side, Havicost crushes it to the floor. 11 kills for Katie Havicost. Ping-ponged all the way around both sides with some great reactionary digs. Plainsman out to a 13-7 advantage. Avery Burdette's in on the back row for Ani Health, and Ani Health sits on the bench just utterly exhausted. The knuckler far side will be popped up. Off Reuter's serve. Into the block at the net goes the swing of Semenka. Turned back by Oos and Nerea. (14-7). Anna Reuter fires the serve far side, fielded by Herrero. The block didn't get the touch as the ball was kept on the Iowa Western side. Littlejohn had a wide open avenue to put it down. her 9th kill of the match. Good job by Unska to keep the ball on the Iowa Western side after a hot dig got to the front row right quicker than you anticipated. Swafford powers the serve down the middle on Burdette. Bumps that up into the net, goes Haverkost. (14-9). Short serve fielded by Burdette. Slide to the far pin. Oos tips it down the line. Dig over Oos. Tries to knock it back. Covered up by Unske on the front row. Far side, Herrero. Oos chicken wing off the block. Keeps it in play. Bump free out of the back row. Tumbled over by Chintala. Back set for Little John. Too wide and out. And hit Ani Helf sitting on the bench off that hitting error. Helf, who's definitely battling something. She plays 100% every single time for every single ball. She doesn't have any other speed except all the way to the floor. Looks very exhausted. I don't know if she'll come in or if you'll see Taza Conger when Burdette comes to the front row. Big hammer off the far side for Herrero. 9 kills in the match for Herrero. She's definitely not where she needs to be for the team to continue to be undefeated this year. Better than 267 hitting for her has made her team unblemished this season. She's probably knocking on 200, but I doubt over it. 15-10 NJC. Served by Udell. Falea will set for Haverkost, who had the miss receive, and she'll hammer it off the tape of the net. Pump over and short, diving up by Burdette, back row. Back set far side, Falea. She'll splay it down the middle. Back set, near pin. Caught the block and the back line, did Rivera. Her 3rd kill of the match. Iowa Western back to within 4. Udell picks up an ace. Scoreboard's quickly coming back to Iowa Western a lot earlier than it did in the second set. Udell hasn't had a great match, but she could turn the tide right here. Udell been too big and out, so she picks up that great ace and then just shanked her ensuing serve. And Ani Helf and Becca Wiersma will come to the floor, so Helf's back onto the floor. Wiersma will serve for Haverkost after Haverkost has had some trouble. Becca's serve down the middle, quick set. Return to the Plainswoman side by Shermizon. Her 5th. 1, 2, 3 Reavers with 5 or more. 1, 2, 3, 4 Plainswomen with 5 or more kills in this match. 16-13 NJC, up 2-0. Sienna Mikhail. Fielded by Wiersma, set for Oos. Rips it near side for the kill. The birthday girl hasn't had many opportunities in this second match. She's made the most of them. I would bet of the kills she's collected today, I have her down for 10. I bet 8 of them have happened in that rotation where she's front right. Chintala serving in Oos's spot. Fumbles it near side. Dumps that over the net. Chintala read it, kept it in play. Helf does a cartwheel over the top of Chintala, and far side Falea will knock it down. Ani Helf with the cartwheel dig after the diving dig for Chintala will get the assist because of it. Devine with her 8th kill of the match. 18-13. Chintala. Dead center on Udell. Far side swing into the block at the net. Herrero gets her 10th kill of the match. First Reaver to double figures this evening. Better Electric covers all your electrical work, residential, commercial, agricultural. 970-521-1030. Audio archives presented by them on our social media at KPMX Sports. Herrero with the serve, mishandled by Health, who's wrapped back on the coverage, and she'll pick up the ace. And Iowa Western inching closer back to NJC. They're within 3, 18-15. Serve will be powered near side, cleanly received by Health this time. Back set, far side for layout. Sliced up, far pin off the block. Semenka with the kill. She has 5. So each team has 4 players with 5 or more kills. This is the first time we've seen the Plainsmen look mentally fatigued this weekend. 1 match Thursday, 1 match Friday. This is the second match today. Serve run up by Becca Wiersman near the back line. Near side, Ani Health hammered down the line for the kill. She has 9, matching her jersey number. And back to serve will go Francesca Nuzzo. 19-16, Plainsmen 6 away. Nuzzo whips it down the middle. Mikhail with the up, far side, chop short, diving up by Nuzzo. Bumps at Wiersman, near side for Health. She'll roll it dead center on Herrero. Turn dump set from the front row setter Onska. She gets her 3rd kill of the match. Plainsmen didn't have that covered with either the block or the back line. Reavers within 2, send Jesse Richard wearing number 2 back to serve. Richards serve on Nuzzo. Quick set for Reuter. Hammered in. Anna Reuter with her 6th of the match. She may have had the most complete Saturday of all the Plainsmen. All the big kills that you've seen from Health and Havocost. Gabby Hughes had a great match in the first one, but Anna Reuter has just been consistently steady Eddie on this Saturday. 2017 Plainsmen Ani Health to serve. Health flops it down the middle, not played cleanly. She'll pick up another ace. 4th of this one, 9 kills, 4 aces, an assist, and several digs. Could be close to a double-double, 21-17. Health didn't get the toss high enough and topped her serve into the net. So she'll take a seat for Avery Burdett on the back line. Onska will take the serve. Tumbles it on, he just entered in. Burdett, Littlejohn tries to pump it down. Chintala kept it up, but then rolled right into Nerea Alvarez Jorge. And nobody backing her up there as the 2 setters in the rotation were entwined near the net. 21-19 NJC. Onska flips the net cord. Nice control up by Nuzzo off the alteration. Near side Havocost crosses to Udell. Free ball back onto the Plainsman side. Short set for Reuter into the block of Littlejohn. Kept in play. Chintala bump set for a back row swing for Nuzzo. Chicken wing off the tape of the net. Rivera keeps it up. Far side. Reuter and Jorge come up with the block on the swing of Semenka. 22-19. Plainsmen 3 away from another sweep on this Saturday. Had trouble closing it out in the second set. Reuter rips it far side on Herrero. Back set to the near side for Semenka. Too big and out. Missed the back line by inches and the block didn't touch, but she was swinging for it. 23-19. Reuter barely clears the net cord, controlled up by the wrap back Semenka. Far side set for Rivera. Plainsman didn't read that quickly, and Keishla Rivera gets her 4th kill of the match. 23-20. Plainsman won the second 25-22 and the first 25-16. Quinn Swafford will serve for the Reavers. Swafford fielded by Nuzzo, center back, wrap far side Oos, who arcs it near line. Set to the far side, Herrero didn't clear the net. Hitting error will take us to a quartet of match points at 24-20. And Nerea Alvarez Jorge will take the serve. Nerea tumbles the serve down the middle on Udell. Back set, Rivera hammered down the line and in for the kill, becoming the 5th Reaver with 5 or more kills. Staves off 1 match point. Udell will take the serve for the Reavers at 24-21 NJC. Udell down the middle. Burdette can't play it cleanly. She'll pick up an ace. 3rd ace of the set for Iowa Western, 24-22, and Coach Chrisman is not going to let this get to 24-23. She will burn one of her remaining timeouts in this 3rd set to try and end this one in a Northeastern sweep. You knew this NJC team was good, but when this field was put together, it's been all the way back to like March since they've had most of this field put together. You didn't believe that there were going to be sweeps in this one. And that just shows you how high of a level NJC is playing right now, because this, again, is not a bad Iowa Western team. It was not a bad Indian Hills team. Not a bad Snow team. They had good pieces. It's just that NJC is elevated to a different level. A level I've not seen in my 15 years as the voice of Northeastern, and the only reason this team probably won't be a 40-win team this season is because I don't know that they'll play more than about 41 matches as a maximum possibility this season. So, you know, not an achievable goal for this team when it comes to that regard. One of 5 40-win seasons. Of course, we celebrated the 47-5 1993 team that won the Region 9 title on Thursday night. But this team has a chance for the first time since 2010 to get 30 wins in a season, and I think a very real possibility. They still have 2 more match points to collect their 16th win of the season on September 9th. Serve will be knocked near side, fielded by Havikos. Wrap to the far side, Faleo will arc it deep, up by Swafford, back row. Set far pin for Herrero. She'll push it down the line, run down by Burdette. Chintala bumps set near 10-foot line. Havikos plays dead center, again up by Swafford. Back set to the near side. Rivera controlled up by Burdette at the net. The ball couldn't be chased down by Alvarez Jorge. So Keishla Rivera will get credit for the point. Still match point at 24-23 for NJC. Udell rips the serve again on Burdette, back row. Set for Havikos. Turn, chop short, diving free back onto the Plainsman side. Quick control up by Avery. Set for Oos off the block, and the birthday girl puts it to bed. Gabby Oos with her 3rd kill of the match, and NJC finishes off the sweep of Iowa Western 25-23 in the 3rd. It's 25-16, 25-22, 25-23. Plainswomen sweep Iowa Western. Postgame show next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
close to me. Yes, I will. I'll slow down. No complex questions. No. No complex, yeah. I want to know about how you choose who you're going to set. Okay. And what it's like to set with so many offensive players. Yeah. Okay. I'll just ask you a couple questions. That's it. Okay. What do I have to do? Oh my God.
Back at the Bank of Colorado Event Center on our post-match show, Plainswomen defeat Iowa Western in a sweep, 25-16, 25-22, 25-23. Our post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field at Advanced Agri Solutions. Call Dusty or Roxy McCormick today and get your growing season underway, 970-571-2024. I'm Ben Blecka, joined by Plainswoman setter and freshman from Spain, Nerea Alvarez-Jorge. And Nerea, obviously an exciting weekend for you guys, an exciting win. Had to feel good to finish off this way, even though maybe it was a little closer in some of the sets than you wanted.
Well, after all, all the team is really close, so even though we sometimes lose a lot of points, we came back together and stronger, so we're very happy.
You have a team with so many different players that you can set. What is that like for you as a setter adjusting to college volleyball and American volleyball with so many weapons?
Well, I feel like that's trust. I feel like everyone has trust in me, and I trust them. So depends who wants more the ball, depends how the other team is going. I'll just see what is going on.
You play a lot of different types of teams. Indian Hills has such a great block that you played today. Iowa Western, they had some block, but they had a really good back row. So how do you decide where you're going to set based on the opponent, where maybe they have a better block or a better back line?
Well, after all you said, a lot of offense is really good. So there's a lot of confusion in the team. So I just go with my sense, and sometimes I watch the block and some things like that. We just, I don't know how to say it, but we just spread it all over the place.
Absolutely. Well, I've got to pull my camera up here because we have to get a picture together, because you are on the radio for the first time this season. And, of course, I set the delay there, but congratulations and good luck over the next little bit. That's Nerea Alvarez-Jorge, the Plainswoman Spanish setter, who finished with 29 sets this evening, or assists this evening. And we're joined by head coach Kinsey Chrisman. Coach, obviously an exciting win, even though maybe it was a little closer at times than you wanted it to be.
Yeah, I don't think that was our cleanest volleyball of the year, that's for sure. But, I mean, that just shows this team's grit and their will to win. We're fighting quite a few injuries right now, and so honestly, that third set, I said, hey, either you guys win and you get to go get in an ice bath, or you lose and we're going to have to fight back for through sets 4 and 5. So gave them a little bit of motivation there, I guess.
Everything went so right earlier today. 7 total hitting errors in the match against Indian Hills. And then it went so wrong in this one. How do you try and pick a team up when you have that dichotomy from one match to another with only a few hours between?
Yeah, I think, honestly, it goes to the fact of the different type of offense that the other team is running. Indian Hills is a team that is going to swing, and they're going to swing hard, and Iowa Western is kind of a shot team. You know, they're going to throw those tips, they're going to throw the rolls, they're going to try and use the block. And we don't see too many teams like that, so that's a little frustrating. And so we talked about that in the pregame. We have to be able to anticipate. And I think we were just a little slow off of that. For sure, we'll be adding a lot of tips and roll defense into our game plan or our practice plan this next week, because I'm sure if anybody pulls film on us, they're going to throw a lot of balls in the donut.
One thing I wanted to talk to Nerea about, but I know as she's still adjusting to the English language, it would be hard for her to kind of communicate. Becca Wiersma really struggled, especially in that second set. And Nerea alongside Whitney, and everybody was going with her, picking her up, showing that team chemistry. And I think that was key to winning that second set, wasn't it?
Yeah, honestly, I can't say that I noticed that because I think I was a little too worried about the tips and rolls. But honestly, that makes me super proud because that was a conversation that we had after the game last night of we got to do a better job being teammates and we have to find ways to pick each other up. And if somebody's off, somebody has to pick up that slack. And so the fact that you pointed that out and you're able to see that makes me happy as a coach because that was a big focus for us for the entire day today.
Yeah, being there. And you said last night when we talked on the postgame show, and I go back to the Indian Hills one as we didn't get a chance to talk on air as well, you wanted more balance.
Yeah.
You can't get much more balanced than that. And it was fun that Gabby Oos was able to finally get going offensively because she really hasn't yet this year, and she got to do it on her birthday.
Yeah. That's something that we've been working with Gabby. Everyone knows that her shoulder's kind of given out a little bit. She has some issues going on with that. But we were able to actually change the way that Jorge, or George, we call her George, was setting her. We just put her a little bit higher, and it allowed her to swing a little bit more. And so the fact that she was able to pop off on her birthday, I mean, she came in and she's like, guys, it's my birthday. We got to win. So the fact that we were able to do that for her makes me happy.
Absolutely. And she shares a birthday with my daughter.
Even
so
better.
That's even better. Maybe we can go find a piece of bread or something because
yes, we need a picture.
My daughter shares bread with her. What do you want to achieve from this team? Obviously, you're banged up. Casper is going to be no easy match on Tuesday night. We know how good that team is. What do you want to achieve ahead of that, making sure that you can get healthy in that? Are you going to rest the team, or is that kind of the plan right now, is to give them a day off?
Yeah, definitely. We will not be in the gym tomorrow as much as my girls will try to get the keys from me. They won't. Definitely rest tomorrow. Or Monday we'll go through kind of the game plan, really hammer serve and serve receive, because if we can win that serve and pass game, I think we're pretty solid. Maybe a little bit of blocking, but we're definitely not going to be jumping a lot on Monday because we got to try and save some legs for Casper.
My back hurts just watching Ani Health walk. There's no doubt about that.
She's hurting. She battles, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Your whole team battled and got 2 more wins today. 16-2, pretty good spot, right?
Hey, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Not done yet.
Not done yet. Still quite a bit of season to go. That's Kinsey Chrisman. Plainswoman winning a sweep against Iowa Western in our GDC. Plainswoman of the contest was Nerea Alvarez Jorge with 29 assists. Gordon Insurance, be prepared for everything life throws at you. 970-526-6139. This has been the 40th annual Sheila Worley Invitational, presented by the Eastern Plains Sports Network.